interview number 4 for entrepreneurship assignment 10. Can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Kayla Finetta. I'm a freshman and a zoology major.
Okay. Are you interested in research?
Not really,
Why?
because I don't know a lot about it or how to get involved in research or if I actually need to do it anytime soon.
Oh, okay. Do you think zoology in general has a lot of options for research?
Not that I know of.
Oh, okay. Do you know anyone that is in research?
No.
They're not gonna hear that. Do you think it scares you to try to apply for research?
Kind of, because I don't actually know a lot about zoology.
Right, because freshman and you just started studying, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm that qualified for assisting research yet.
Right. Have you heard anything about research before?
Yes, but for other majors.
Okay, like what?
Psychology.
Oh, okay. Do you think most freshmen are scared of going into research?
Yes, because I feel like other people also feel like they don't know enough to get into research yet.
If someone was ever interested in research, where do you think they would go? Like, how would they start trying to find a position?
I have no idea.
No idea?
No,
Okay.
probably the internet.
Okay, so most people try to go to the professors first, and sometimes they'll use CURBS, which is the Center of Undergraduate Research at UF. But I think the list of potential researchers is pretty outdated, which is why I'm trying to start this service for undergrad students, because I know it's hard to find a research position, especially if you don't know where to go. Do you think research is required for your major?
I don't think so.
Why?
Because I haven't heard anything about research in relation to zoology.
Really? Okay. Who do you think does the most research?
Like the major?
Yeah.
Probably STEM majors.
Okay. Do you not consider yourself a STEM major?
I do, but I feel like more research opportunities are probably just for like chemistry and biology majors.
Oh, okay. Do you think you would ever, even though your major is different from chemistry or biology, would you ever try to find research in that field?
Yeah, if I needed to. If it was
Okay.
required.
So you don't actually want to do research, it's more of a need,
Yes.
if any. Is that just because you might be going to graduate school?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to go to graduate school.
If research wasn't a need, do you think people wouldn't do research?
I don't think so. I think most people do it because they have to, not
Okay.
because they're genuinely interested in it.
What do you think about like research? Like, what makes research so unlikable for you?
For me,
Yeah.
it's because I think it's kind of boring. Because it's just like doing experiments in like a lab.
Mhm.
I like more like outside things, like hands-on outside.
So if there were different types of research positions that offered you that type of experience, do you think this need would become a want?
Yes, because I think I'd want to be more, if I was interested in it,
Mhm.
I would want to do it, as opposed to the other research that I've heard of so far.
Mhm.
I'm not. I would only do it if I needed to, because it
Mhm.
doesn't sound interesting to me.
So do you think that people who aren't in STEM majors, like anthropology, dance, and theater, do you think they're less likely to find research positions?
Yeah, probably.
Why?
I personally haven't heard of a lot of research opportunities that are related to like
Anything but
anthropology.
STEM?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is, though? Do you think that's just like a UF thing? Because so many people in UF as STEM majors?
I don't think it's just a UF thing. I think it's just a college thing. But I think those kinds of research are the most popular because I think those are the ones that like require research
Right.
to like, get into like grad school and stuff. So I think that's the only reason I've heard of them.
Since research is such a time-consuming activity, what do you think students who aren't interested in research could do instead?
Get involved in like clubs that they're interested in, or any activities outside of school that they're interested in.
Do you know if your major encourages shadowing? Is that a thing?
Not that I know of.
Oh, okay. So what do you think clubs would do for you? Like, why would you join a club?
If they did like interesting activities in relation to the field. Like, since my major is zoology, if they went somewhere that they like interacted with like animals, I'd be more interested in that than like being in a lab and working with like experiments.
Do you think that people who get into their majors, they just want to study it? Like, they don't want to try to find something else they could do with it during their undergraduate years? Like, what would you do with your zoology major as an undergrad?
Oh, well, I'm only taking zoology because I want to go into vet school, and I think it's the closest thing to it.
Okay. So do you think vet schools would prefer you to do research?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. What type of research do you think they would want?
I don't know. Probably in relation to something like biology.
Oh, okay. Do you think most people... Do you think STEM majors could participate in research of the humanities?
I think so. If that's what interested them.
So do you think that it's better for them to be in a research area where they're interested in rather than what their major was?
I think if they're involved in research they're interested in, they'll be more willing to work harder for it, or like be more involved in it than if they had to do it for their major.
Do you think grad schools would also appreciate that?
I don't think so. I think grad schools want you to do research in relation to your major.
Because it's painful, and they want you to be in pain.
No.
So if someone wasn't going to grad school, do you think if like grad school wasn't actually needed to get like a job, do you think people would still do research?
Probably not. I think most of the people do research because they have to, and if they have to, it's might be because grad school requires them to. So if they don't have to go to grad school, then I think most people wouldn't. But I'm sure some people would.
Yeah. Do you think in general there is a need for research?
I think some research. But it depends on the subject, I think.
Like, what do you consider an unessential type of research? Essential? Unessential? Non-essential.
I don't know. Story time.
Story time?
Yes. One time I interned at NOAA, and they did research there.
What's
and,
NOAA?
You don't know what NOAA is? They're like a national organization that like studies oceanographic stuff. And
Okay.
the lady I interned under did research, and I
Mhm.
read one of her papers, and it was about like microorganisms in some area, and I didn't know what it had to do with anything. Like, I didn't see how it was important to anything big.
Okay.
So that kind of research, I enjoyed interning there, I did, but I just didn't think that research seemed important to anything specific.
Okay. So, do you think people would be less inclined to be interested then if they thought it wasn't important?
Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know. It depends on people's interests. Some people might be
Right.
interested in stuff like that just might not be that important.
Mhm.
But it might be important to them. I don't know.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.